it's like there's been this whole new crop of young and hungry players who want it as bad, just as bad as he does or did. Yeah, that's a controversial take for another episode. So yeah, it's like he came onto the scene, stamping himself in the Champions League, and then later on, the World Cup, and became this huge global sensation. And it's like almost as at the time that was happening, you still had Messi and Ronaldo at the top of their games and still leading the charge in terms of Ballon d'Or and being the two biggest names in the sport. But now you have like this transition to the world's focus shifting towards Mbappe. But then after that, there's like a huge vacuum of Mbappe, and yeah, not to mention, special mention goes out to Neymar too. And not to say that Neymar wasn't just as big as uh, wasn't next up in terms of being right behind um, Ronaldo and Messi, but I'm focusing on Mbappe because he came on and just like went almost like went straight for the World Cup and took this huge spotlight from Neymar in a sense, almost like making Neymar a bit of a stepchild, but still highly regarded. And yeah, the whole PSG thing was just like a bit of a taint on Neymar's um, Neymar's I can say legacy in terms of holding that level of stature in the ranks of the greats, but not like in the eyes of the supporters, but like in the ranks of I would say in the ranks of the play as a player's player in that respect. So yeah, it's almost like since um, Mbappe took that spot, there'd been this huge vacuum right up until Dembele coming and winning the Ballon d'Or and just like creating this whole new buzz around who's next up. And then at the same time, you had YAMAL come onto the scene and just like go straight for the Euros and almost be like the heir to the throne of Mbappe, but not quite there yet, considering how young he was and how much potential people were still putting upon him and sort of regarding him as like already being ready to take that place. So yeah, this leads us to um yeah, that's my title of the new kids on the block, and seeing as who's gonna take that charge of stamping their position on the game as is.